All right, everybody. Hey, it's Matt here, and I've just got a quick video for you on something that's been on the brain as for a quick trading idea of something that has not run yet that could eventually be linked to the AI trade. And as you know, once something gets linked to that, these stocks tend to run, and then if you miss it, you just totally have to chase. Case in point, looking at the nuclear stocks. So what I want to look at first is NuScale Power Corporation. All right, now this stock has, I think, 5x since January. This chart doesn't go all the way back to January, but you can see since April it's went from $4 to 18. Actually hit almost 20 bucks a share on Friday. And so you might be sitting there thinking like, well, what are you going to do? You can't beat them, join them. Why not just chase it? Hey, I get that. That might pay off here for a little while anyways. But you also have to be careful, okay? So what I'm going to look at really quick on SMR, guys, just sort of a reality check on something like this. Yes, it could keep running, but I always want to look at the financials of a company, okay? So the reason why this is running, again, is because of the fact that this company is linked to the nuclear trade, which, the big hyperscalers like Google are, and Google and Microsoft are saying they're going to use Amazon. They're going to use nuclear power to power their data centers, which is where they have all their AI chips for the AI revolution. Okay, so if you go to Seeking Alpha, I think you do have to have a paid membership, but I'll just show you on my account. If you type in the ticker of the stock and you want to see just real quick how their financials look. Okay, so let's take a quick look at SMR. I realize the idea behind this trade is that the financials will improve once these contracts are, fleshed out and these operations are going. But it could be some time before we see that, right? So if you look right here, you can see their revenues are growing, which is nice, but they are also incurring some pretty big losses here. So the losses are also growing as the revenue grows, right? And then there's another one, OKLO, that doesn't even have any revenue yet, right? So you can see earnings from continuing operations. You can see these losses getting bigger. These are in millions. So 141 back in December 22. For the year ending 23, they lost 180 million. So, those losses are growing with the revenue. I get it. That's normal for a growth company. But why not, if you could get into a power company that maybe isn't linked to the AI hype yet, but could be, wouldn't you want to get into that stock, or at least consider it if they're profitable already, right? And so another wild card here, guys, is if Trump wins the election. So let me just pause this thought real quick before we go into this stock. Let's look at the battlegrounds. Okay, so hey, I'm trying to stay neutral on. I do obviously have someone that I want to win this election, but we'll wait and see if that happens. I don't want to get upset, so I'm trying to stay neutral. But anyways, so you guys can see here, this is Real Clear Politics. This is a pretty neutral site. They're not like right leaning or left leaning. And so the polling in the battle, it's all about the battleground states, right? We all know New York's going to vote for Kamala. We all know that Texas is going to vote for Trump, but the battlegrounds is where it's at. So you can see Trump is winning in all the battlegrounds. As of the last, 2 weeks, he's started to pull away a little bit. So not counting my chickens here, but if he wins, here's my point. A stock like Peabody Energy, which is a coal, they're coal miners. If nuclear energy is being tapped here, doesn't the rising tide for electricity demand, doesn't that sort of rise, all boats rise with that? They're all contributing to the grid, right? So wouldn't that, in a roundabout sort of way, in your own mind, help demand for Peabody coal? Now, if Trump wins, we know he's coal friendly, right? There's not going to be all loads of new restrictions on coal plants and things like that. So it doesn't mean that, Alphabet's going to be all friendly towards coal and want to, do a contract with Peabody. That's not going to happen, right? That's just not going to happen. But it's definitely not bad, because at the end of the day, it's more demand for electricity, right? Which is what coal provides. So that's what I think. And these stocks haven't really run yet. Yeah, it did have a nice rally here in mid-September, but it's cooled off and it's come back. So I think these stocks could get hot. Just highlighting Peabody. Obviously, there's more than Peabody BTU, but this is one I just chose to highlight just to sort of, hash out my thoughts to you in this quick video. So, and if we look at lastly the financials for Peabody, they're not that bad. They're not that bad. So if you look at here the income statement, just looking at the income statement, we're not going to balance sheet and stuff like that. But you can see, revenues have been growing, since 2021, 2022, just small pullback there and small contraction there in growth last year. But you can also see they've been profitable since 2021. This was a really struggling company, very lumpy, as far as results during the 2016, 17, 18, 19 period. But they've been pretty consistent ever since, producing nice profits every year, especially from 21 to 22. And then last year, a slight drop in profit, but still, solidly profitable company for 3 years straight now. So, I mean, it's in my opinion, it's a better risk reward because the hype train hasn't hit the coal stocks yet. And so hopefully that idea makes sense. So, hey, think about it. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe and have a nice day.